Man, it's been over 5 years and 50 videos on YouTube for me. And over the years, I've learned a thing or two. And in today's video, I want to share some of the insights that I've gained so that if you are a creator on YouTube right now, or you're thinking about being a creator, you'll learn something. Now, I certainly have not been an active uploader all 5 years. Most of my 50 videos have come in the past 2 years or so. But I never stopped learning, and 2019 is the year I'm going full steam ahead. So if you have not subscribed yet, make sure to do so below, and let's get started. Now, the first insight that I've gained over now 50 videos on YouTube is that you need to create with the audience or the viewer in mind. You know, back when I first started on YouTube, a big factor in getting your videos to rank or to do well in the search engines is to have a lot of strong backlinks to your video. And if you're not familiar with backlinks, it's basically when a link to your video is on another website. So for example, you might go to a website and in the article or the blog post, there's a link that leads to your video. Now the problem with backlinks became that YouTube realized that people were manipulating the system. They would be able to buy thousands of backlinks from websites like Fiverr, for example, and so it became less valuable information because people weren't using it the way it's meant to be used. So they put less weight on that and more weight on social signals like people commenting, liking, watching videos for longer periods of time, and less focus and weight on backlinks. Now, one thing that has never changed over all these years is that if you create content that the viewer likes, if you put the right video in front of the right viewer and you present it in a great way and you provide a lot of valuable information, your video will rank, your video will do well. Now, unfortunately, or maybe not so, if you create videos that are just what you like, just what you're passionate about, and you're not thinking about the audience, then your videos likely won't do very well. See, the most important thing you can do is create content with the viewer, the audience in mind that you're trying to target. How can you create videos that are more entertaining, that are more informative, that are more inspiring? How can you condense your information and make it more simple and valuable to the end viewer? Insight number 2, what I call is get your mind right. So get your mind right. That means that if you're creating content and when you're creating content on YouTube, if you're starting your channel with money in your mind, your focus is on making money, you likely will fail. If you're starting a channel and your content is basically a carbon copy of another creator, you're just trying to copy people that you think are good creators and you're trying to do the exact same thing, you probably will fail. If you think that the amount of energy and time you put into a video is equivalent to how much success you should have on that video, if you think you just deserve a lot of views and subscribers just because you put a lot of energy into a video, then you likely will fail. See, if you aim to just be 1% better each time you make a video, then when 50 videos goes by, you'll look back on your first video and be amazed at how far you come. That happens to me all the time. I look back on my first video and I'm like, damn man, like that guy is super insecure, super unconfident. The camera is not very good quality. He doesn't seem too confident what he's talking about, but you get better in time. And insight number 3 is you have to be willing to develop mad skills. I don't know if you know, but when you're creating videos on YouTube, there are a significant amount of skills that you have to be willing to embrace the challenge for. If you want to grow on YouTube, there's some key skills you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn video editing. You're going to have to learn videography, how to shoot video, time management, how to stay productive, right? How to stay consistent, how to be a great communicator, how to speak to a camera. You know, it's not very easy looking at the lens of the camera and talking to it as if it has a soul, talking to it as if it's your friend. So there's many more skills than that, but little things that you might take for granted, but you have to be willing to embrace the challenge for. So see, in the beginning, you're gonna have to be a student and really embrace that challenge. Eventually, people, as they have more subscribers and their channel grows, they can afford to pay someone to edit their videos or pay someone to organize and manage their production. But in the beginning, it's all you. In the beginning, it's all me. And so will you embrace it and crush it anyway? Or will you collapse under the responsibility that you have to yourself to become a higher version of yourself? And insight number 4 is that effort does not equal results. I've actually made more than 50 videos on YouTube because I've had other channels. So I've probably made around 80 videos. And what I've learned is that just because you spent 20 hours making a video does not mean it's a good video. And it certainly doesn't mean that you deserve spontaneous results. Trying hard and effort and time and energy doesn't equal results on YouTube. YouTube doesn't give out participation awards, so you have to be willing to do these things with no results in the beginning to be able to have great results in the end. I've actually had videos that I've spent between 20 and 25 hours making that didn't get more than a couple hundred views on YouTube. And then I've got videos where I literally put 30 minutes of time into making that video that have gone on to have 20,000 plus views. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, but that's the game. That's what you have to be aware of. That's what you have to embrace. So you have to put in that work, but in doing so, you'll learn to become a better speaker, you'll become a better storyteller, a better video editor, a better communicator and videographer, and these things will develop you into having a great career, or at least a great side hustle on YouTube. Insight number 5 is that on YouTube, it's certainly a marathon. And through a bit of my own experience, but certainly from watching other large creators that have had a lot of growth, it's amazing to see that most of the growth, the subscribers, the views, the income comes from a small portion of channel's videos. It's kind of like the 80-20 rule, except on YouTube it's like the 95-5 rule, where 95% of views, subscribers, and income comes from 5% of the videos they've created. And so what does that mean for you? It means that most of the videos you create, most of the videos that I create won't bring me a whole lot of results. But the few videos that you do create that bring results will absolutely change and transform your business and your channel. And so the question becomes, how do you know which of those videos that you create will be the 5% that blow up? And the answer is, you don't. That's why it's a marathon. And that's why it's so important to enjoy the videos and the topics that you create, to have a passion for that topic so that you can create videos long term regardless of what the results are. And since we never know what videos are going to do well, that's why it's so important to make more videos and test and try different topics and different things that you're interested in to see which ones will blow up. And so the more videos you have out there, the better the chances that your audience will resonate with the video topic you make. And then you can continue making videos around that topic that clearly the marketplace has told you that is great for your personality and your character. Now, insight number 6, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for, because as you know, on YouTube, the more niche specific your channel or your topics are, the better off you are. But to find a specific niche or topic to focus your channel on is challenging. And what I've seen some people do is, when there's a trend happening, they'll kind of abandon their general channel topics to create a video around that trend that has nothing to do with their channel. They don't enjoy the topic. And then what happens is that trendy video they made blows up. So as it goes viral, they get a ton of views, a ton of subscribers, and you have an audience now watching your channel that expect certain topics going forward. And so the problem arises for that creator: do I continue making videos on a topic that I don't enjoy making, and that has nothing to do with the videos I was making before? Or do I go back to making the videos I enjoy making, but have this huge surge of subscribers unsubscribe and leave my channel and I lose all that momentum? Now it seems like an easy choice, but when you're in the moment, when it's you on that pedestal and you have to make that choice, it's not so easy. So be careful what you wish for, because sometimes success in the wrong way could actually be the worst thing that can happen to you. Because the worst thing that you could, having golden handcuffs, it's like, yeah, they look nice, I love what's happening to me, but if all that audience is the result of you creating a video that is not special to you, it's not something you're passionate about, then you might find yourself going off of the path that you've chosen for your content and creating content just to meet the needs of subscribers that really shouldn't have been on your channel in the first place. So be careful what you wish for, but stay consistent, analyze your niche, analyze what you want your channel to become, and then go forward on that. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content related to online entrepreneurship and life mastery, check these videos out here right now and continue becoming the hero of your story, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.